Are you considering having an aesthetic procedure performed? Confused by all the information out there? Welcome to It's a Young Thing, where Nurse Paula Young arms you with the knowledge on all things cosmetic and aesthetic. And now, Nurse Paula Young.
Hey, it's Nurse Paula. Welcome to It's a Young Thing. I'm really excited to talk to you about cosmetic injectables today. I get a lot of people that say, I look angry when I'm not angry. It's like, really? You don't look angry. Are you angry? Are you sad? Are you frowning? But it's just these lines and wrinkles that just show up on your face, and you have absolutely no idea why, where they come from, how they get there, or what you can do about them. Now, I wear glasses, and I'm constantly squinting in the sun. And I noticed over the years, I started getting this prominent letter C right between my eyebrows. Whether I was squinting or not, it was there. And it just got to the point where it just didn't go away. So we're going to talk about dynamic versus static lines in your face. Okay, so what I want you guys all to do is when you get some time, go look in the mirror and look at your face and look at all the lines on your face, things that kind of bother you. Now, make an expression. And when you make an expression, now look at all the lines on your face. Now, if you stop making that face, do those lines go away? Now, if they do go away, they're called dynamic lines. If they don't go away and they persist after you stop making that expression, those are called static lines. Static lines, the ones that have made creases in your skin over and over and over from smiling or frowning or squinting, these constantly work on your skin, breaking it down to the point where it forms a wrinkle. So once you've got a crease that's kind of permanently there, you pretty much have to expect, if it took time to get it there, it's going to take time to get rid of it. So you have to really look at the structure of your face. There's two things that happen to your face. There's wrinkles and there's loss of volume. So depending on what you have is going to pretty much depend on or decide on what you're going to get. If you have wrinkles that happen from overuse of expressions, that's where you need a product like a neuromodulator. Neuromodulators are like Botox, Dysport, Xeomin. Those are some popular ones. But if you have loss of volume, like sunken in cheeks and underneath your eyes, it's all sunken in. Those types of things you need dermal fillers for. And those things, popular names, Juvederm, Voluma, Restylane, Radiesse, Perlane, Belotero, those are a bunch of names. I'm sure you've heard them all. They're constantly in magazines, a lot of direct-to-consumer advertising in magazines and on TV. And I talk about the parentheses lines on your face. There's a lot of ads going out, but people get the products confused. Neurotoxins are used, or neuromodulators are used on muscles that you use in expressions that constantly make lines, and you want them to stop doing that. It's temporary. It slightly paralyzes those muscles very moderately so that you can't make that expression as exaggerated. I mean, you can still make faces. You're not frozen, but your expression is not so exaggerated that it's causing lines to form in your skin. But once you've got the deep trenches, or you've got the thin lips, or you've got the sunken in face, that's where dermal fillers come into play. These injectable products, they're a really quick and easy and effective treatment to get a more youthful, refreshed look. So, what you have to think about is like, all right, let's take me, for example. I had that C between my eyes. All right, so I did my first treatment of Botox, and about 4 months later, it started wearing off. Botox takes effect after about a week, and I could still see my C. I could still see that between my eyes. It still kind of looked angry. So after I got my second injection of Botox, I noticed over time, hey, this is starting to go away. My skin is relaxing enough that it's able to alleviate itself. And now it's absolutely completely gone. So that's what the difference is between a neuromodulator and a dermal filler. So again, look at your face in the mirror, see what you don't like. Are there lines that are constantly there? Are there trenches? Are there hollowed areas? These are the things that you really have to think about. Now, if you were smart like me, you'd go out and get a pair of prescription sunglasses, and that would have solved the problem in the very beginning, which I actually did. Now that I'm getting my Botox, I don't want to get my C back. So I got smart and went out and bought prescription sunglasses. So that kind of headed that off at the pass. So that's pretty much it for today for It's a Young Thing. This is the skinny 101 on the difference between neuromodulators and dermal fillers. I'm Nurse Paula. Thanks for joining me today on It's a Young Thing. Make sure you subscribe to my podcast, and it's on iTunes. It's also available on SoundCloud. And you can also pick it up on my website at youngmedicalspa.com. If you know of anybody that might find some of this information hysterical, funny, enlightening, or useful, make sure you share with them. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you next time.
You've been listening to It's a Young Thing with Nurse Paula Young. If we didn't discuss a topic you're interested in today, be sure to subscribe to our podcast on iTunes so when we do, you don't miss it. The cosmetic aesthetic world can be confusing. We're here to arm you with quality, truthful information from our many years of experience. For even more info, youngmedicalspa.com.
This has been a Steve Mittman social media creation. Steve Mittman, socialmedia.com.
The creators, producers, participants, and distributors of this podcast disclaim any liability in connection with the material expressed herein. This information should not be substituted for individual medical counseling. Information on this podcast is not intended to diagnose or prescribe treatment for any condition. It is intended for educational purposes only, based on the research and experience of Young Medical Spa. Discussion of specific treatments is done only in an office visit directly with the patient. Contact our office to schedule.